In a stunning admission, Fulton County, Georgia has confirmed that 315,000 early votes were certified without the legally required poll worker signatures, meaning they were certified illegally.
So you're telling me that Fulton County is admitting, 5 years later, that 315,000 votes were illegally counted? I want to know if I got you right on that. Because if you remember, after the election, they said it was the most secure election of all time. You couldn't say nothing on social media, anything different. They would kick you off social media. They would deplatform you, call you a conspiracy nut. Do you notice there's a pattern of them saying we're committing a conspiracy after they finish, we were the ones right? This is why I knew William Barr was fake. He wasn't looking for voter fraud.
This evidence demonstrates, and it's through eyewitness testimony that's been corroborated by others through their eyewitness statements, that 130,000 to 280,000 completed ballots for the 2020 general election were shipped from Bethpage, New York to Lancaster, Pennsylvania, where those ballots and the trailer in which they were shipped disappeared.
See, just like they did for COVID, after we found out they're lying, nobody's held responsible. So you're telling me that Joe Biden didn't get 81 million votes, and if they cheated in Georgia, do you not think they cheated in other states? But don't forget that Donald Trump made a phone call to the Secretary of State, Brad Raffensperger, who needs to be investigated and brought up on charges. He, along with Brian Kemp, too. They knew that the election was fake. They knew that Joe Biden wasn't the most popular president of all time. All the other times Joe Biden won, he dropped out. He never won not one single state. You want me to believe that when he became senile, all of a sudden, everybody said he's the most popular president ever. He's like Papa Joe now, with the hairy legs.
That's all they're doing. They're good at cheating in elections, very good at cheating. They're professionals at cheating, because we won in 2016 by a lot. The election was rigged in 2020. We have all the ammunition, all the stuff, and you'll see it come out. It's coming out in truckloads. And California's election, New York also, but California more than any other place is so rigged. It's such a rigged election. You know, we won the Hispanic vote. So a lot of people say Republican wouldn't win California, but I won the Hispanic vote. I won in Miami. Think of that. In Miami, I won the Hispanic vote. Along the Texas border, I won every single city or town touching the Texas border, and they're 85 to 90% Hispanic. We won the Hispanic vote.
So Donald Trump lost by 11,000 votes, allegedly, in Georgia. 315,000 of these votes were certified illegally. If you go over to Arizona, how much did he lose by in Arizona? 9 or 10,000? In Wisconsin, he lost about 20,000. If they cheated in Georgia, do you not think they cheated in the other, especially the swing states? You want me to believe Joe Biden got 81 million votes. You want me to believe that without winning all of these other counties, he won less counties than Barack Obama and Donald Trump. And you want me to believe that he got 81 million votes, it's secure, there's nothing. We need to get over that. They destroyed Rudy Giuliani and so many other people who brought up the question. We had video evidence of them running ballots constantly through the ballot box or the machine. We had video evidence of them putting cardboard on the windows so you couldn't see what the hell they were doing. In spite of this kind of evidence, the St. Bernard face, William Barr, refused to investigate it because he's one of them.
The heart of this presentation. I said that the ballots were tabulated twice, counted twice, and it was not done accidentally. This slide shows that a ballot on the right over here was scanned and counted, creates a file. Some of the experts in the room, like Garland, know this, but if it's scanned again, it creates another file, which means it is counted twice. So how did this happen? This is a very complicated slide that has taken months for technical experts to develop and explain. It's also very difficult to explain still. But it basically shows that ballots were scanned on one day, and then they were randomly picked, these batches of ballots, and created new batches and scanned a second day on a different tabulator. So you probably can't understand this slide. So I'm going to show you how it was done very crudely, okay? All right. So on that first chair, you have a stack of ballots. You see them over there? Again, my props are not professional. I'm just doing what I can to get the message out. On the second chair, you have a second stack of ballots that were scanned, let's say December 2nd, Wednesday, when the midnight deadline was for doing the election recount. On the third chair, you have a third stack of ballots that were scanned on Wednesday. Now, someone or some group, I don't know who, but this is not accidental what they did. They went to one stack of ballots, randomly grabbed a few stacks from that, no order. I got a random group, okay? Some of them I flipped around so that they count backwards this time. Then they went to another stack of ballots that were already scanned. You notice I'm not necessarily picking them from the top, right? I'm just grabbing randomly. And one more time, I'll do it for example. They went to another stack. And then, the next day, they came back with that randomly selected stack, and guess what they did? That last chair over there is a tabulator. They ran them through, on a second day, through a different tabulator.
Brad Ratzenberger is one of them. Brian Kemp, who goes to the WEF, is one of them. He changed the rules when it was time for him to run for governor again because he knew they had cheated. He needs to be investigated. See, this is the problem I have. Nobody seems to go to jail no matter what crime they do. Is it illegal to do the things that they're doing? They knew every method that they were setting up for 2020 because what they were upset about is that Hillary for sure thought she was going to win. All of those in the deep state thought Hillary was going to win. And what they were saying is that we're going to make sure that Donald Trump doesn't win again. And if we have to cheat, so be it. And they did. Now, is anybody going to be held responsible for cheating? You're admitting that you cheated 5 years too late. See, this is what they do. They'll tell you there's a conspiracy, there's no factual evidence, kind of like 60 Minutes does. And then after all of them get exposed, then they'll come in and admit that they actually did something.